Ain't no stopping, young nigga, keep it going. Get them racks, young nigga, keep it going. I'm out of space with this shit like an orbit. I be geeking on the beat like I'm Norbit. Watch me crank up on these niggas like a foreign. All that hating that they doing, I ignore it. I get fly, no lie, like I'm soaring. I stay down, no lie, till I'm going up. I stay down till I'm up. I'm big dog, you a pup. Play with us, you know what's up. Sweep your ass just like a rug. I ain't stopping till you touch. Play with us, we send them up. Niggas think it's a bluff till his ass out of luck. Now that's tough. Ain't worried about a nigga, I'm just tryna go and add up these bucks. Run it up. Ain't nobody real, I feel like they been showing fake love. Then that's tough. The only thing I'm into is getting to that money, yeah, them bucks. Run it up. Walking with the double cup, and you know it's iced out crush. We outside with it, know the vibes hitting. Me and the gang getting it, no time to ticking. You can't catch us slipping, walking designer dripping. Got them all mad, yeah, they in they feelin'. Stopping, young nigga, keep it going. Get them racks, young nigga, keep it going. I'm out of space with this shit like an orbit. I be geeking on the beat like I'm Norbit. Watch me crank up on these niggas like a foreign. All that hating that they doing, I ignore it. I get fly, no lie, like I'm soaring. I stay down, no lie, till I'm going up.
What it do, y'all? It's Lee No Witness. You already know what time it is. We're going to look at this damn paperwork and we're going to see just how much of it. We're not going to go through all of it because there's tons of it. But we're going to go through, well, who knows? We might go through all of it. Just depends how it goes. But what I want to show y'all is how many holes and lies that they have in this paperwork. And it's so easy to debunk because of their time frame. So that's what we're gonna do. This is all the paperwork. Like I said, when I first downloaded everything, right? When I said I downloaded the footage and all that, well, I didn't download just the footage back then. I also downloaded everything that they put out. All the paperwork that they had out in PDF files, the redacted paperwork, the redacted pictures that they had, and the non-redacted pictures that they had. And not to mention all the lies that they got through there. So I figured, you know, this would be a good time to show this would be to go live because it's going to take a little while to go through it all. So sit back, relax, chill, do whatever it is you want. Smoke blunt, whatever. Because y'all know me, I get cancer, so I'm able to do that. So what I wanted to start out with first, this very first, right from the beginning, this was the very first one. Also, let's just check this out though, right? It say, on this day, I was dispatched to 9501 Devon Avenue, Rosemont Police Station. Now, this is what's interesting, right? Let me just see here. This is what's interesting to me is if you go to what was it, 951? Okay, let's just go there, and let's just look at the address. Also, you gonna see Lenny too, like all about him, cause there's a lot about Lenny. But let's just go to their 9501 Devon Ave. Devon Ave, and that's in the Rosemont. Okay. Now look what pops up as the address. The same address. Look, they got a 2.1 average star. That's how horrible Rosemont Police Department is, y'all. That's how horrible they are. They got a 2. Even Rosemont Village Hall next to them, they got 4.3. And look, Biological Resource Center of Illinois. Can somebody please tell me how 9501 Devon Ave, Rosemont, Illinois, still has the same address as the Biological Resource Center? Comes up same thing. Hold on. Let's go Biological Resource Center. It's the same thing though. The Biological Resource Center. Look. Address 9501 West Devon Ave, and then you go here, Rosemont Public Safety Department, 9501 West Devon Ave. And if you know anything about Rosemont and the Biological Resource Center, you will know what they're known for. They're only known really for one thing, and that's organ harvesting. Point blank, period. That's all it is. Point blank. If I'm lying, then you know what I mean. Do some research. You'll see. They even got in trouble with the Rathburn. Or these ones are either the Rathburns or they knew they were in cahoots with other body part manufacturers. One was out of Detroit. The one from Detroit was a dumbass. He had a head inside of a box, and he shipped it through commercial airline Delta. And I guess before they even took off, they noticed that like there was like liquid or just something wasn't right with this box. So they go and they look at it, and they call police. Police come, they look in it. Lo and behold, it's a fucking head in a box that they were trying to ship biological from Detroit, because they're all connected, and they have also freezers upon freezers. They had so many freezers full of body parts. When the feds came to confiscate all of the body parts, they came with 3 freezers, thinking to themselves, we might overdone it with the 3 freezers. We might only need 1 or 2. Lo and behold, they were in for a shock of their lifetime. They needed way more than 3 freezers. They ended up having to get, I can't think off the top of my head how many freezers they filled up of body parts just from Biological Resource Center, which is located in Rosemont, but it's also the same address as the police station. So you mean to tell me as Biological Resource Center workers were walking in, police were walking out, and vice versa, that ain't suspect to y'all? And then they get raided? What'd you do, raid your own fucking police station? But anyway, so they had so many freezers, right? So many freezers that they needed. And they got them. They had to go get them. I hit this one. And they had so many freezers, y'all. And this is the kicker, right? There's so many freezers, and they charged people. The Rathburns, they charged, and what was there was other ones names too that got charged. They were the Rathburns, I think, were the father and son, and then there was some other person that got, I believe, arrested. So now you have a trial going on. And you know how long trials can take, right? They take a long time. The FBI had nowhere to store all these body parts in these freezers. They just had a bunch of freezers with body parts. They had no clue of what to do with them. But they know that they have a trial coming up and they're going to need this as evidence. So they have to keep it preserved in freezers. And they're in the middle of organ harvesting capital at the time, Rosemont. I mean, if you Google it, that's the first thing that usually comes up, organ harvesting. I don't know if it's the capital, but I could be overdoing it. But it's up there within the top 3 organ harvesting cities or places that there are. So they got all these freezers. What are they going to do with them now? What they did is they went to funeral homes and they asked the funeral homes if they could do it. And some did, and they took them in. But after a while, they started to complain of the smell. That it was starting to smell. And they had funerals going on. And I guess the temperature wasn't good. I really don't know. But I guess even if you do have a bunch of... Just like in my fridge, in my freezer the other day. Oh, man. I had got some chicken from, what was it, from Walmart or somewhere. And when I stuck it in the freezer, a little hole got into the wrapper. Because I slid it in. And I didn't know it. I didn't know there was a little hole. And it sat in the freezer for 4 or 5 days. And I opened up the freezer and it's like, whew, smelled like somebody died in my freezer. So I can imagine, them having to either... Because there was a lot of body parts. There was a lot of victims that have no clue of what happened to their families' bodies or their parts of their bodies. They might have only half of their loved one's body. It's sad to say that, and I hate saying that, but it's the truth. And if we're going to really get into it, we might as well get into the truth. Or close as we can get, right? Put this out. I'm just saying, y'all. It goes deep. Way deeper than what we think at this hotel. Who's to say? Remember them hallways I showed y'all? I don't know if I have them pulled up. Actually, I think I do. If not, I can pull them up really quick. Alright, let me pull them up. And you will see rows inside of Crown Plaza. Rows of freezers. Right? Rows of freezers out in the hallway. I mean, if you want, I could get that. I could show you that. I'm sure a lot of y'all have already seen that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, that's the... Alright. Hopefully y'all was able to see all that. Also, what we're going to do... Let me see. Go to... Go to where the video is at. Now, these videos here are of when they supposedly strictly business was happening, cuz. Glad you can make it during the day. I know I usually go at night, but today, you know, I have went early because I have a new job that I have started. Okay, so this was what I was talking about, but let me go to the one that shows the hallway with the freezers in it. Hold on, is this it? Look, right? Look at this. Look at all these freezers, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did this go on? Look, this says number 8, so that's probably 9. There's probably 9 of them lined up right here. Just out in the hallway. They're not even in the kitchen. They're in the hallway. Down in that dungeon. Down in the basement, y'all. Damn, that's probably 9, more than 9. And then look on the other side. There's a whole nother row of freezers. Why would they need this many freezers, y'all? Like, I count probably at least 9 on this one. Then you have probably another 9 freezers on this one. And that's just this hallway alone. That's not speaking of all of them. Alright, so let's get to, like I said, to this paperwork that they lied to us about. I just wanted to show y'all and let y'all know how deep this shit goes. And I believe it all goes all the way back to, you can say what you want, I say Selena Gomez. I showed videos where she had, like, showed 2 different scars. Like, come on. 2 different scars? That's not, excuse me, that's not right. One scar was where it was supposed to be, then again later on, a few years later, she shows a different scar. But anyway. Okay, so as y'all can see, this right here is the paperwork. They had it in PDFs, but what we're going to do is we're just going to skim through them real quick, or read through them. It might be a little bit long, but this takes us all the way back to the beginning. I don't know how many people still got the paperwork or all that, or showing the paperwork, but I know I had went back through this paperwork, and I was like, oh no, that's wrong. That's a lie. That ain't right. Okay, so it says that they were dispatched. Upon arrival, they spoke with Lenora, because it says early later on it was a sister. Lenora, who is the sister of the missing victim, Kenneka. According to the complaint, the victim was last seen leaving her home with her mother's vehicle on the 8th. So, the last time that they seen Kenneka leave was on the 8th in her mother's vehicle. And that was at approximately 11:30. The victim was heading to a party with a couple of friends at the Crown Plaza Hotel. And then they give that address. The complaint states that the last time that she had contact with the victim, now this is another thing I want to show y'all right here. It states that the last time that she had contact with Kenneka was through a text message at approximately 1:30. Alright, on September 9th. After that, no more contact was made with Kenneka. Now here's what I got a problem with. It says that she got the text at 1:30. So that means an hour and, well, let's, damn it, let's just go see then. Show them, witness. Alright. Show them then. Where I am. Shut up. I got a couple. Sometimes different personalities come out. Alright, here we go. Alright, so. Oh. Wrong one. Alright, this one. Now, what we're about to see is them enter the building. This is when they entered it at 12 minutes after 12 o'clock. What'd they say? 1:30. They got a text message from Kenneka at 1:30. At right here she is, right here. At 12:12. So was there like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that? Hour and 18 minutes. An hour and 18 minutes into her being at this hotel, she goes on ahead and messages her sister. And there are, let's go back to the paperwork, because there are spots where it says what was in them text messages and everything like that. So, like I said, at 1:30, no contact was made. The complaint also states that the friends came back to the complaint's home at approximately, what? 4 o'clock in the morning? Bullshit. I showed y'all them out and about. Hell, I just showed you my last video. They was at 2:10. I showed y'all them at 3 o'clock in the lobby. I showed y'all them at 3:30. Walking. If you go look, what is this one? Let me see. Okay, no. See if I had it open. Yeah. So, that's just crazy to me, because how are they back at approximately 400 hours they got at Teresa's house? But we were told that they called Teresa at around 4 o'clock in the morning. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so they got there at 4 o'clock with the excuse me, with the vehicle. And guess what? Those friends weren't on scene at the time of the report. The complaint further said that, according to the friends, as they were leaving the party at Crown Plaza in room 926, the victim realized she had left her keys and cell phone. So they're saying Kenneka left her keys and cell phone in the room. Why? They never leave you. I don't care where you're at, what you're doing, what your state of mind you're in. If you own a vehicle and you own a cell phone, they are going to be on you at all times, unless, especially the keys. The keys is not going to come off you unless you have a designated driver that talks you out of the keys. Not only that, and she was only there for an hour and 18 minutes before she texted talking about she ready to go. Don't forget, she had also went to the movie theater. And remember, Ty was there. He did a live, a FaceTime with Tatiana from the movie theater. And that's why she left the movie theater, because Ty popped up there. She's like, oh man, I get away from this fucker. So she leaves. And she goes to Irene's party, which was a huge mistake. If she would have, nothing we could do about it now. But if she just would have just said, you know what, fuck all this, I'm going home and taking my ass to bed. Y'all can have this shit. But she's young. She's 19 years old. When I was that age, I was doing the same shit. Couldn't nobody tell me different. I'm going to parties, doing this, that. Can't tell me no different. And then it says that You know, they're on the ninth floor. They walked in to retrieve the belongings. When the victim's friends returned to the elevator, she was gone. We all know that. Blah, 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 blah. She was entered in the leads. It says the victim was last seen a ripped blue jean jacket, blue jean pants. Why does it not say ripped blue jean pants? Remember, I just showed y'all a video of what looked like somebody in all black pants. Remember? And I said it looks like the transvestite person. They have on all black pants. Or whatever that was. Jeans. There was no rips in them at all. I don't know why. I looked at it and I was like, well, maybe they're talking about because it says a ripped blue jean jacket and comma blue jean pants, maybe ripped blue jean pants. But then I thought about it and it says and gray Jordans. They weren't ripped. Those weren't ripped. So are they saying that she would just have, I don't know, it's something small, but still, like I said, we go back to the beginning. We look over things. Who knows what we see or find? Then they were able to speak with the general manager from Crown Plaza. I'm assuming Roscoe, motherfucker. And they assisted, or it was the female. It was either the female that we see running all around the hallways, or it was Roscoe. And they assisted them with viewing the surveillance video of the hotel, including the entrance and / exit ways of the hotel. The hotel security system consisted of dozens of cameras that contained hundreds of hours of footage. Trust me, it really does. So much so I don't even think I've gone through half of the footage. And it says footage throughout the hotel. Roscoe or whatever was unable to locate the victim through surveillance at this time. Blank also advised that the occupants of room 926 had already checked out and room service had already cleaned the room. Let me repeat that. It say, how? Why? Why in the world, as soon as they check out of room 926, room service came and cleaned the room? And of course, the staff is going to say, no, there was nothing. Well, they're saying there was no suspicious activity reports or any additional information at this time. Of course, there was no suspicious activity because the staff was in on it. The whole hotel. They all know. They all down with the shit. They all down with the get down, you know? Okay, so let's keep going. Now, later in the day, the Crown manager, or the manager at Crown Plaza, they contacted me with additional information regarding this case. And this was, I know for a fact, Roscoe. According to Roscoe, he received an anonymous phone call from a Commander Betty Green. Unknown police department. She says she's gonna come with warden and shut down hotel. According to Roscoe, Commander Betty Green was trying to get information regarding this missing persons case. Now, this can be taken in, because the person that they're talking about, Commander Betty Green, is Teresa. Teresa called the hotel, got a hold of the general manager, Roscoe, and asked Roscoe if he had any more information about the missing girl at the hotel. Now, that can be taken either as one or two ways. One is she's trying to see what all information that they have to see if maybe do they suspect anything that I'm not saying she did anything. Everybody mourns differently anyway, so. But I'm not saying she did a damn thing. But I'm saying to be truthful, which we are, it could look like she's trying to find information to see if they have anything about her, or she just genuinely want to know if they know anything about her daughter. But I feel like if that was the case, she just would have used her real name. Unless she felt like the hotel themselves were not being polite to them. But everything that I have seen on footage seemed like everybody was polite to her. I did not see anybody like being hostile with her or saying, hey, you can't go there. Look where J Money was. J Money was everywhere. Like, they had like pretty much free reign of the hotel. J Money anyway, to be in the kitchen at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's another thing. Okay, so let's keep going. They did not provide any information. And then this is, like I said, it was Teresa. I was able to initiate contact with an anonymous caller who was found to be the concerned mother of the missing victim, Teresa. Like I said, Teresa was the one who called. I assured her that we're doing what we can. All right. Now, there's a lot, so I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to go through the whole thing. But what I do want to do is skim through it and go through the parts that I think is important. Okay. They got a call saying Lenore was looking for her sister. They said that she came with her friends early in the morning and advised her sister was last seen in the hallway on the 9th floor when they went back to get her keys and her cell phone. I believe this is Lenora. Lenora said her friends told her Jenkins waited outside in the hallway, and when they came back out, she was just gone. Just did a David Blaine or whatever, just disappeared. A Houdini. She was gone. Just poof. Just went missing. Gone. Never to be seen again until later on. And they came back and she was gone. Lenora said Jenkins did not have her phone. I think it's Lenora. I'm going to say Blank said Jenkins did not have her phone because she left it in the hotel room. Blank advised her friends last saw Jenkins in the hallway on the 9th floor around 2:30. Bullshit. This is another lie. They did not see her at 2:30. She gets off the elevator at 2:24. We see her walking around the hotel. The last time that we see Kenneka, which I'll show you right now, the last time that we see her is right here. 2:32. So please tell me how they seen her at 2:30. So if they seen her, let's go by the paperwork, okay? Let's just go by the paperwork. Here, y'all want to see that again? Darlene, glad you can make it. Let's just watch her walk one more time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Where you at? Where you at? Number 21. Good afternoon. Tony G. I don't know why. Thought to check out. I was at 12. Yes. Island Girl. 49. Welcome. Katie B. Made of Rubber. Glad y'all can make it and join us at this early time of the day. Okay, so we just saw her, right? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look how time jumped to the night, though. It went, and look where it went to. And then this guy here, he comes in. All on the same video. This is all same video. This guy comes walking out. Let's see, does anybody else come walking out? I'm not sure. But my point is, let me just keep going. I don't think anybody else. Oh, yeah. And then, all in the same video now. This is all the same video. We have, I'm not sure if this is Lenny or not, because I'm going to show y'all Lenny. And Lenny, either it's because it was a long time ago, but Lenny has this big brown shit spot right on his head. And I'll show y'all that. Because there's a lot of, Lenny still works there till this day. He has been working there for like 15, 20 years. He's been working there since 2005 as the head of food and beverage. And he still works there till this day. That's why I say, people don't believe me. They are still doing this shit till this day, y'all. Why would they still have the same employees? Not all, but at least Lenny. And I'm not sure that that's what this guy's name is. I know I go against the grain on everything that people have said over the years, over the past 5.5, 6 years. And everybody's gone with that. And here I come, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's that. And I don't think this is this. Same thing with this. I don't think this guy's name is Lenny. Because I'm going to show you Lenny, and he looks nothing like this person. And this guy just goes right to the freezer, got the keys out and all. Then the video ends. But my point was being, see, it was all one video, 1 minute and 15 seconds. But my point is here she is at 2:32, right? Okay, so if you're there at 2:32, then why in the world does it say that she was at 2:30? They talked to her at 2:30. Where was it? Where was we at? We was around here. 2:30. Okay. So, said that they did not have her cell phone, and their friends last saw Kenneka in the hallway on the night at 2:30. 2 minutes before she walked through the kitchen. Y'all seen her? Because if that's the case, why didn't y'all just help her? Or did y'all see her and took her to the freezer? Which one is it? Because I see her on camera at 2:32. I also see her on camera at 2:25 at like 2 or 3 different spots at the same time. It's just crazy. Okay, so let's just keep going and see what else we can debunk. Like I said, we're not going to be able to do all of this paperwork because we've already been going into it for like a little bit now. But I do want to go over a little bit, and of course, I always do continuations, part 1, part 2, whatever. Because look, there's a lot of paperwork, and that's not even all of it. There's still more. Okay, so while speaking with Blank, we gathered information from her friends who were with Blank, and they said that Kenneka had arrived at the hotel at approximately, here we go again, another lie. I'll show you. I just showed y'all. She entered the hotel when at 12:12. Look what they say. And look where they say she entered from. Okay, so it says that she entered at 1:30. 1:30 in the morning, which is bullshit because I seen her at 2:12, and I just showed y'all that earlier in this video. That all of them came in back through that back rear parking lot entrance and came up around to the Southwest Entry Hall. And that was at 12:12. 12 after 12. But they're saying that she got there at 1:30. And they spoke with the hotel manager, and I believe it's at whatever. I can't say her name. I have to see it again to say it. But I believe it's the female manager about the incident. We asked her if we could review their video cameras to see when Kenneka entered and exited the hotel. We first checked the main lobby door, but did not see her enter through there at any time in the night. Blank said there was only one other door in the hotel that had surveillance. You mean out of all these entrances and exits that y'all got, you only have cameras over 2 of them? Bullshit. Okay. So that day I spoke, okay, where was that? Cameras to see Jenkins enter. Yep, we went over that. We asked Blake to review the entrance, which was the rear entrance. We observed Kenneka enter through the rear entrance of the hotel. And look what time they say. I told you, like I've been saying all along from the get-go, since day one, since I started my channel, their times are off by an hour. They lied to, and it with that throws everything out that has been shown to us because we have not had the right time. So you go back 5.5 years, people that have not converted the footage and showed you converted footage with the correct time on it, then it's pointless because it's not the correct time. You're looking at the wrong time. You have to convert it. And if you don't, you're not, you're going to go along with their narrative. And their narrative is wrong. They lied. They covered everything up. And that's my point. Okay. Then it says that, you know, they seen her enter through at 1:13. I just showed you it was actually 12:12, or I guess you could say 12:13, an hour before what they said on 9/9. We continue to review the cameras, which this makes no sense to me. Okay, so if you seen her enter from where you seen her enter at, why did you not go to the next camera view of where she would have went and walked around and followed her path? They continue to review the cameras to see if Jenkins had exited. Oh, I guess they did. My fault. Maybe they did. It's a bad thing about being live. I can't go back. Whatever. We continue to review the cameras to see if she exited at any time. We spoke with Blank again, who advised Jenkins had posted a Snapchat video around 2:17. Bullshit. We already know it's 1:17. So at 1:17, that's the Snapchat video, and it says it's of her located in the bathroom. It appears her to be inside of a hotel bathroom. And remember, I showed y'all that picture, and that shit was fake. That was not her in that bathroom. That shit was so fake. Like, you could tell the lips weren't right, the teeth weren't right, that she looked like she didn't have any hair. That whole thing there's bullshit. And then, that was around, you might as well say 1:17, because they got 2, which appears to show her inside of a hotel bathroom. We advised Blank that we had located Jenkins on video coming into the hotel, but could not see her exiting. Blank did advise that there are many exits she could have left out of, but you know, there were stairwells. We advised, okay, we'll continue to check the video. While in room 926, we did not locate. And of course you didn't, because they already cleaned it up, man. They had already had their peoples cleaning it as soon as they checked out. So of course you're not going to find nothing there. And we also checked the stairwells from the top floor all the way down to the basement. At this time, we did not observe anything else as suspicious, and Kenneka could have left out of any exit that was not on video. Bullshit. We advised Blank of what we discovered at this time, and that the hotel management will continue to check the videos. Blah, 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 blah. And then after they left, they got a call. They said, "Hey, I think I see her on the 11th floor." Turned out it was the 13th floor, and it wasn't even her. This is another thing I don't get. Okay, why are there kids partying at whatever time it was? Yeah, they confirmed that it was them. I guess maybe it was during the day they seen her. Then here's the thing: the police went back down to the 9th floor, where Kenneka was originally last seen to speak with guests who were still checked in to the hotel from the night before. I spoke with Blank in room 927, who said he heard people in the hallway the night before, but did not see anything suspicious. Of course not, because there was nobody hardly in the hotel. I told y'all that, and I showed y'all that. All these people were all spread out throughout the hotel. I showed you umpteen videos of people walking in groups. Different people go to different groups and walk with that group. There's people everywhere, but not the hotel room. And I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't a whole lot of action outside of that hotel room. I'm pretty sure everything bad had happened inside of that hotel room. Like I said, I'm gonna look at Irene's glasses one more time. I've done it like 3 or 4 times, and I can't see nothing really. I do hear the help me. But as far as seeing, all I can really was able to see. But I have stepped my game up. I have done new things, got new things, software, whatnot. So I am going to look at Irene's glasses again just to see if we can see. Because I believe something happened in that hotel room. And then brain fart, mother sucker. The hotel staff took her from there. And so he checked with room 927, who said he heard people in the hallway. I also spoke with somebody in room 928 who also advised he heard some people out in the hallway but did not see or hear anything suspicious. While speaking with the other guests, the manager. So while this guy is speaking to guests, the manager hurries up and notifies us that, "Hey, I just observed her on camera at 3:30. Bullshit. You just saw her at 2:30, and I just showed it. That was her walking into the kitchen." They put down 3:30. It was actually 2:32. And they said it was in the lower level area of the hotel. The lower level. So we're getting down low, down deep towards the basement, because they do have a basement, and they even say it. And then the people in the hallway while speaking, okay, they came running up. No, at 3:30 was actually 2:30. The lower level area of the hotel. She entered through an employee area, which was those 2 double doors that were wooden, that should have been locked, that even had the lock on it, but it was not locked. There was no padlock through it, but it had a setup so you could put a padlock through it, but for whatever reason they chose not to. Whatever. We all know why. So, where was I? We had to take us to that area that she observed, Kenneka. The area she showed us entered into the... Look, she tried to say, "Oh, it's in the lower level area." No, they ended up going down to the kitchen. An employee kitchen. It was an employee kitchen. What does that mean? What does employee kitchen mean? Like, only employees can go in there? Or is that a kitchen for employees to eat their food? I don't know. Probably the first one I said. So they did in this. They where was I at? Yep, they went to employee kitchen, and they searched the basement area. So this lady just took them down to the basement area where Kenneka. So when we see Kenneka walking in that kitchen, that's a basement area. They got a dungeon area. And if y'all see the freight elevator that I put out, wait until y'all see the next freight elevator footage. Oh my God. They did. We'll get into that when that video comes out. And then it says, I immediately started to search the basement. We had Blake continue to review the cameras to see if Kenneka ever walked back out of that area. Now, y'all see the basement, right? They walked down in there. All that was in the basement were some freezers and a room with some glass that we couldn't even see through, and like a hallway that led into it, and those double doors that led into it. I guess we're gonna call that, they call it the basement, so that's what I'm gonna call it. Why would they not just go and look in the freezers? Why would they have her look more on the footage? Keep looking on the footage to see if she left from out of here. It's not that big of an area, buddy. All you had to do was go look behind the counters and then check the freezers. You're right there. But no, they said, well, go look at the footage and see what you see. And so, we had Blank continue the cameras, like I said, and to see if she ever walked out. We did an initial search of the basement and did not locate Kenneka. How? How did you not locate her? They just told you. They just told us, right? That she just entered the kitchen through an employee area, which were those wooden fake-ass little plywood doors. And she walked in there. Camera showed the police. The camera showed everybody searching for her that she walked through those two little double doors. Now, once you get through those double doors, that area is not big at all. How did you not look into a freezer? How? That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. These people are liars. They lied through this whole case. Some people believe by the paperwork and they go by the paperwork. They fools. The ones that go by the footage, they believe in the footage. They fools. They don't get it. They're simple-minded, I guess. You have to have actual thoughts of what, like I just said, the area was so small. There was a room, some counters, and like 3 freezers. And then there was a little room that didn't even have a door that looked like just like a hole. Like I don't know how. I don't even know how to explain it. But they did not locate her. Yeah, and again, they call this shit the basement, y'all. And then they said down in the basement, where were these numerous offices and hallways and stairwells to check? Was that what they're saying? They needed to go up. Okay, so we left I guess they're saying we left the basement and then we went to go check other places. There was numerous offices. That's what I guess. We went back to speak with Blank, who advised that up until 6:30 hours, she could not locate Kenneka leave the area. Damn, 6:30? That's like, you started what, like 3? That's like 3.5 hours, lady. You've been looking at the footage. And these people, it was so small. Right fucking there was the freezer that she was in. Y'all saw her walk through the double doors. the plywood doors. You watched her walk into that area. That area is not very big. And wouldn't a freezer be like one of the first places you would go look? And then later on, like way late, and if they would have found her then, they wouldn't have been able to say that she was found frozen solid, because there just wouldn't have been enough time for her to freeze. And another thing, she'd have been banging on the door. Y'all would have heard her banging on the door. Or something. Somebody would have heard. It's just crazy, y'all. There's no way that they went in there and did not find her. Okay. There's a lot that, to read. And, well, we have gone over a little bit, like I said, we've been going at it for like an hour. I want to show y'all just a few more things here. Okay, let me put this on. Can't make this bigger somehow. Okay, now say, while on duty, patrol. This is like from the beginning of it, and it said, well, not the beginning, but like kind of like their observation, what they came conclusion, I guess, of what they think happened. I'm not sure, but it says, while on duty, patrol units located a missing person, Kenneka L. Jenkins, inside a walk-in freezer, which we already know that. The location was classified as a crime scene. The location is a multi-story occupied hotel. I entered on the west end of the hotel near a trash compactor on the first floor. This is where this guy entered. You don't think they could... If you entered there, you could have left there. And I bet you the camera didn't even work right there. Alright, so I observed the kitchen area. Or it says, I was advised that the victim was in a walk-in freezer in the kitchen area. I observed the kitchen area to be empty and disappeared. And appeared to be unused at the time. Because it was. Nobody used that fucking kitchen. And I observed the kitchen area to be empty at the time of this call. When I entered the kitchen, the freezer area, all doors were open and unlatched. I observed no signs of forced entry or on any of the doors. When I entered the walk-in freezer, I observed there to be another walk-in freezer where the victim was located. The door to the freezer was also open when I entered. I observed both freezers' doors to have an inside door release. Like, we knew all this, this is pretty much... But look what it say. The victim was lying on her side, not like face down. I've seen pictures of her laying face down. But here it says that she's on her left side with her face looking towards the northwest corner of the freezer. Remember I showed y'all pictures where her head was like completely in a corner, but her face was down, completely down, and all we seen was the back of her head? So which one is it? Then it says, I observed the victim's left arm to be underneath her body and the right arm in front of her body. The victim was wearing, here again, blue jeans. It does not say anything about being ripped. Remember when they talked about the jacket, they made sure they told us it was ripped. But how come when it comes to the jeans, they don't say anything about them being ripped? Shouldn't that have been the first thing? She was in the ripped blue jeans. They said that about the jacket. Why won't they say that about the jeans? All right. And she was wearing a white top, okay, and a blue jean jacket. They didn't even say it was ripped here, so I guess they're just now just saying, fuck the word rip. We're not even putting that shit in there. The victim had on her left shoe, and her right shoe was off and located behind her body. Yeah, it was way, it wasn't like right behind her body. It was like a couple feet away, buddy. You should have put a couple feet behind her body. You make it sound like it was right by her body. I observed a small laceration to the victim. Small my ass. It definitely wasn't small. Okay. The victim's body was rigid and cold to the touch. Temperature was 44. All that's bullshit. The record temperatures would take. Evidence collected was photos of the scenes were taken and logged into evidence after being transferred to a CD. All right. These ones here are like more like the documents. And then here's where it talks about the medical examiner Keith, the stated pathologist how they performed the post-mortem examination on the 10th. He wanted to speak. The detective wanted to speak directly with the pathologist, how, or her secretary Regina, to obtain information about the post-mortem examination. However, just so happens that Hal, the pathologist, was not scheduled to return work until the 13th, which is in 3 more days. So now Kenneka's here for what? Since the 9th, and they don't even do the post-mortem examination, or did they already? Let's see. Let me keep reading, because sometimes I be fucking myself up by not keep reading. And then I asked medical examiner Keith if the deceased was examined for signs of blank. Y'all can see what that says. I'm not going to say it. During the post-mortem. Why would he be asking her that? Is that just a common thing that they ask? Or did he have a suspicious? Because we did see something on her stomach, but they'll never tell us what that was. I'm sorry, that just will never be, unless somebody that did it comes out and says it, which I doubt that. Damn it. Shit went up. Alright. And then after speaking, okay, she's unsure if, look, she doesn't sign that she's unsure that if it was performed or not. And then the state, she placed a hold on the deceased, but stated she placed a hold on the deceased body. After speaking with medical examiner Keith, I spoke with Regina. Regina stated pathologist Hal will contact you upon her return to work. Well, it happened on the 12th. They contacted him and stated deceased was examined for signs of blank. Pathologist Hal provided me with the details of the body examination and stated further post-mortem examination is pending, including toxicology results. Pathologist Hal informed me the medical examiner findings will be made public upon completion of their investigation. Alright. Let me just check out the next one. These are the documents. These aren't the paperwork. These are more like, these are a little bit different. An evidence technician was assigned to take video of the path the victim is believed to have walked. That's where I got the video I showed y'all earlier of all the freezers. That's where that clip came from. Was from the video that he made of her path. I have all those videos too that they took that they believe that's her path. That's where I got that from, because it showed all the damn freezers out in the hallway. All right, where's the next one? Let's see. I, along with certain members of MCAT Forensic, arrived. Okay, this just talks about the Faro scan that I do not believe that they did it all, but they talked about they did it. And then this is where they searched for her phone. I believe it was for the phone. They had to put a felony we was contacted. Judge Martin signed the warrant, executed a copy. I guess it was, I think for the, yeah, her cell phone. So, because Teresa ain't want to give it up. So they had to get a search warrant to get the phone, because Teresa wasn't giving up the phone. And I could see why she wouldn't, and I could see why she should. But, like I said, it's her daughter, it's her choice. Now, this is what really got me right here, right? Now, this Lenny Pokius, I guess you say. Did I say Kenny? I meant to say Lenny. On 9/17/17, so that was what? 6 days later? No, my bad. She was found on the 9th, so 8 days later. 8 days later, Lenny provides the detective with the flash drive containing additional video footage that we will never see, because they did not put Lenny's footage in with the Crown Plaza footage. There was not no folder that said Lenny's footage. There's no videos that say anything of Lenny's flash drive. And it says he contains additional video footage and angles of Kenneka. Why? At Crown Plaza. Why? Why does Lenny have... And let me just show you who Lenny is. And then we're going to get it. Then we'll go back after that. Then, we'll cut it there. And then we'll have a part 2 coming up soon. But let me just show you here. Mr. Lenny, because this is crazy, man. How in the world did he get all of that? How did he get it? Were y'all able to see it? Let me see if y'all was able to see it. Maybe not. I might not put it on. This is what I was talking about right here. It said, oh no, wrong. Yeah, Lenny. Lenny provided me with a flash drive containing additional video footage and angles of Kenneka Jenkins at Crown Plaza. I don't know if y'all was able to, I might not have been able to show y'all the other one. I guess I didn't. I don't know. I guess it might have just showed the first one. But right here, it says he has additional footage and angles of Kenneka. Why would he have... Where are they? Where are all these angles and footage of Kenneka? Where? Where are they at, Lenny? I know you made copies. You had 8 days before you even turned it over. Why? Did you edit shit out of it and then hand it to the police? What? What was you doing with it for 8 days? And why are you, and I'm going to show you who this guy is, and why in the world would he be having footage is my question. That's what I would like to know. Is why would he have footage? Now, this is Lenny right here, okay? Check this out. So we go to LinkedIn, right? Look. Hold on. We don't want this Lenny. We want the different Lenny. That's the same Lenny, but look, he even got Twitters. Look, he follows it. Look, he's still 2012 was the last time he posted. He was talking about. He was talking about that. Let's just see what he put. I guess he only got 4. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation. Where's his other 2? I don't know. Ain't got any media? Nah, ain't got nothing. Your band was so awesome. Okay, so let's go back. That was his little Twitter thing. Okay, here we go. Now, this is the one that I'm talking. Look. Director of Food and Beverage at the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel and Conference Center. Look at this guy right here. This guy. This is not the guy that we seen walk in with keys and go to the freezer and found Kenneka. This does not look like the guy to me at all. But he is still working there till this day. And we already know F&F Realty. Director of Food, and it says Crown Plaza. He's been working there since 2005, 17 years. He is still if you go to Crown Plaza right now, there's a good chance that you will see this son bitch there. Now tell me he don't know a lot of things. Right now, the police can go straight to the hotel, go get this man, take this man into a damn interrogation room, and interrogate the shit out of him. Say, listen, I know it was a long time ago, but something like that, if you witness something like that, it's not going to go away. Some things you just remember. I remember things of when I was a kid that I can remember vividly because it was pretty traumatic to me. Now, unless this is just something that's not traumatic to him, it's just like an everyday thing, okay, I could see, all right, whatever. But this guy is still working there. Why? Why is he? Look, he was also a department of the Army National Security Agency. My military occupational specialty involved data telecommunication. I held a top secret security clearance which was granted by the National Security Agency out of Fort Meade, Maryland. Come on, man. Knickerbocker Hotel. Remember there was a Knickerbocker room in the damn hotel. Remember how they had it, Love A, Love B, they had the kitty cat room, they had, and they had the Knickerbocker nightclub. I guess it says there's a Knickerbocker hotel. This is where he was working at. Something's up with that Knickerbocker. Because you got, for 4 years he worked at that hotel. But from 82, for 6 years, he was in Germany. Now tell me this man don't know what to do on how, let's say he was the one medical or something. He somebody got hurt on the field. He ran out there. He did what he had to do. Stitched them up. Did whatever. I don't think they wanted to show Lenny. I think that whole thing that they showed us on footage is all reenactment, paid actors, crisis actors, whatever you want to call them. You know. But, and whoever that was walking could have been a crisis actor or whatever. Because it did not look like this man right here. And he is still working at, it says, clearly describes, assigns, and delegates responsibility and authority for the operation on the various food and beverage sub-departments, i.e., example, catering, pool, banquets, kitchens, and stewards. He prepares and monitors annual budget subject to approval by general manager, finance committee, board director. Revenue goals and expenses for the food and beverage department. He's basically saying he's in charge, monitors market conditions that impact menu offers. So he's basically in charge of how much they're going to need for food, everything when it comes down to food. Why in the fuck does he have footage of Kenneka on a flash drive with different angles of her? And why did we not see him? That's a hard pill to swallow right there, man. You just throwing it in our face. Just, you're lying to us in the paperwork. Over the past hour, I have exposed, I don't know how much wrong in that paperwork that was debunked. And that was like the beginning of it. The beginning of the paperwork. There's so much of it. I don't know, man. We'll do a little, how many we got? We got about 14 in here. No, let's see. Let's check out the chat, see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, right now, you're right, Strictly. If you Google it, it's like everywhere. It's crazy. I should have said if you would have Googled Rosemont back then, you would have seen that day was. My fault. Yeah, but you're right. Right now, that shit everywhere, bro. That shit is everywhere, Strictly. Oh, it's cool that you're late. At least you made it. Yeah, right? Check out at 12. They checked out, and as soon as they checked out, what they did, they cleaned the damn room. Well, thank you, KDB. I appreciate you for you praying. Yeah, J Money had free reign. You'll all be cleaned in 30 years. Black and white are the Leviathan. It will be exterminated. Right. Let's see. Okay, you got a question. If she left the house at 11:30 and it takes 20 minutes to get there, what to get there, what would be the time? So, if she left the house at 11:30, took 25 minutes to get there, it'd be 11, it takes 25 minutes to get there, what would be the time? It would be 55 after, like, yeah, so it'd be, so she got there, I see what you're saying, so she got there at 55 after. Then, that's when they probably got at the hotel in their car, then had to walk down the hallway, and then that's when we see them at see, that's just further proof that my times are right, because if they got there at around 12, 5 minutes till 12, it takes them a little bit of time, get out the car, get this stuff. They gotta walk that long hallway that they come out that door of, and by then it could take 10, 15 minutes. So, and then here they come walking in at 12 after midnight. So yeah, right. They changed the time because it was a setup. It's different. Girls play Kenneka, Jenkins, all kinds of stuff. Or either that. I think some spots they had to use like somebody for Kenneka, but some of them they just like a lot of the people that you see there maybe crisis actors like the friends. Do we really even know the friend? Like, well, we kind of do. We know Monifa and we know Shamaya. We're definitely with Irene, especially Shamaya, because I've seen so many lives with Kenneka. With I didn't mean to say Irene earlier. I meant to say Kenneka, but with Kenneka, Shamaya, there was so many lives with her in it, and also there was a couple with Monifa, but a lot with Shamaya, and so we know those two, and we all know Irene and all that's from the neighborhood. Did they go and offer all these kids this money to come here to this hotel? Or did these kids actually come here to this hotel, did something that went too far, and was like, fuck it, we're already here. We could get paid from the hotel. Let's just hand her off to them and let them do their thing. But they didn't really look out for the kids because they got y'all all over the footage. That's the only way that they would cover it up for the kids, is if they did something dirt them damn selves. You know what I mean? Let's see what else we got here. And now it's too late to go back. I paid money that could be married 6 months from now, but he was lying. I said, nah, it's a fact. I might call them. Oh, did you work? Why would they cut your pay? Oh, y'all talking about some other shit. Oh, I realize, okay. But yeah, man, this if you just now tuning in, go in, start from the beginning. This would be like a part one. It's crazy how this shit went down. This paperwork is full of shit. There's a lot more in it that is lies. And I'm going to prove it to y'all over the next. And I'm sorry that I be everywhere. I know it. I be at the lower level lobby, stair hall. Then I'll be at the elevator. Then I'll be showing y'all freight elevators. Now I'm on paperwork. And instead of just I call it ADD, call it ADHD, whatever. I can't stay on one thing for too long. I could stay on it, and then I could go to another part, and I'll be like, oh shit, here goes something wrong, and then I put that out, but then I'll come back to the other part. It's OCD too at the same time, like looking at this footage it'll give you OCD trying to put it in for all these folders. You gotta have it, everything, and like I said, I have it all. So yeah, we've been at it right now for an hour and a half. And like I said, I appreciate everybody coming out. I usually don't go live during the daytime, but I got a new job, so I'll be doing both now, and so I gotta go to bed a lot earlier before, so that's why I said from now on I might be going live. If I do go live, it'll be during the day and not night, because at night I'd be so tired, my lives sound boring. If I want to go to sleep, sometimes I'll go watch a live of mine. Like if I'm tired and can't sleep, I'll go put headphones on, I'll put one of my lives on, and I'm out like that. That's because I'll be so tired when I do them. But during the daytime, we hype. You know what I mean? Especially when we debunking shit that they lied about. And I still want to know is how this guy got footage of Kenneka on a flash drive, and how he just gave it to the police, and why the police ain't interrogate his ass and be like, how'd you get this? You're the food and beverage manager. How did you end up with footage on a flash drive, and it's of Kenneka and all types of different angles of Kenneka, and you have it on a flash drive, and you're giving it to me? Why? What was on that flash drive? I would like to know. What really was on that flash drive? If that flash drive is out there and somehow somebody comes across that flash drive, I bet you that flash drive right there will end this whole thing. For real. I do enjoy y'all coming out and enjoying y'all's company, and during the day like this. This was an alright live. So yeah, there's a lot that happened that night. The job wasn't late. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy, like, I don't know, but yeah, like I said, I got to get to going to where I got to go. That's what Kamala say. Kamala say we gotta use the big yellow things with the wheels on them to get to go to where we got to get to go to. Oh, shit, old Scott, what's up with the thing at the White House, man? What's Hunter doing on the 4th? He was partying like his own bitch, wasn't he? They done found that white powder up there in that, in the White House, man. If y'all ain't see that shit, man, that's crazy, man. They done found that I'm just gonna say go fast. They done found that go fast at the White House. I don't want to say the real name, because then, YouTube be tripping sometimes. So I just say they done found a white substance in a bag, and they're doing DNA tests on the bag to find fingerprints. And I bet you it comes back as Hunter. And I bet you that's everybody else's guess. How you drop your dope at the White House, man? All these, man, 4th of July Hunter was getting down, y'all. That had someone, he done dropped it, left it in the Oval Office or some shit. Actually, I think it was a library. My Darlene, right there, go right there. Darlene just put it up. BeNoWitness@gmail.com. I appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all the best. Oh yeah, and we hit 11,000 today. We are now at 11,000 subs. Just getting started. Y'all know me. I put all kinds of shit out. It ain't just Kenneka. It be everything. It could be a short. All kinds of stuff that, I think people would like to see. So, yeah. I always do that. I'm not going to stop doing that no matter what. I love y'all. And until next time, just leave no witness. And I will see y'all then. And I appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all have a safe rest of the day and a great night. I love y'all. And I'm out of here.